roster. No changes, of course. Same can be said for your T1 roster on the other side. Kanna retains his spot towards the top side of the map, and we'll see whether that Jace is going to get looked at, because it has felt like a bit of a crutch for him in the last few games.
It certainly has, yeah.
But his Wukong has looked good as well. I think that, like, in order to make Kanna work, you need to invest in him, but when you do, there is payoff there. So
yeah,
see what T1 decide to do as far as getting around the map as we have a look at this as our key matchup.
Notice that Kanna is given the most resources in terms of jungle proximity out of any top laner in the league, whereas Keen's second least resources given. And when you look at Keen's stats, it's a lot better than Mundo, as I think you would agree.
Yes, not a huge fan of Mundo, if you guys have been watching. Yeah, glad that the Lee Sin was locked in. Not necessarily my favorite pick here. I wouldn't have minded Afrika just locking away that Thresh, but Owner is considering the Gnar for Kanna, and he will lock that one away. And now Faker, where's he going to go? Is it just going to be the Varus? I imagine that could be a pretty comfortable one just to throw down towards the bottom side.
I think it's the easiest pick to grab here that's safe. Okay, we're going to get the Rise early instead, but they have a comp now that has great team fighting between Diana's engaged, Gnar's engaged, Rise is scaling, his damage output, his lockdown even onto champions like... Oh, actually the Leon is banned away. I forgot about that. That was banned super early.
Ooh, Ash Brad. I mean, this is Keria. It's like basically any champion that's ever been a support, he could play.
Yeah, that's true. Any champion that hasn't been a support yet, he might be the first.
That's true. That is true. I would expect something like a Braum. I imagine Keria is a little bit bored by the thought. So perhaps he's trying to convince the rest of his team to pick something else. But
I think it's just going to be the Braum, though.
Yeah, we kind of all saw it coming. But, you know, it is what it is. As now Afrika to last pick the Yuumi, most likely.
Yeah, that's
what I want anyway. I just want Lehens back on his Yuumi.
It is pretty strong into what T1 is running. And, you know, he's got a lot of lockdown. It's a lot of extra amplification for even something like a Volibear, as we've seen in the past.
Ooh, there's a Rye Smile. And there it is. Perfect.
Oh, good call, Atlas.
Yeah, don't worry. I've cast me a Lehens game before, you know? It's Totem Ward, indeed. Owner is up here. Does have the Rift Herald as well, as that's a Gnar into the wall. Keen may die also, and he will. Kanna tanking up the turret, and now they might even be able to kill this on the next wave as well. This is a disaster for Afrika, top side of the map.
I mean, Keen thought...
Survive this is the question. Realm Warp comes in. Keen actually finds it. Off towards the backside. No flash, but no worries by the looks of things. Moonfall doesn't do enough damage there. As you can see, Lehens getting thrown around. The heal does come out. The Yuumi is dead now, though, as Leo, at basically full health. Fly gonna have to try and get out of there as Faker gets into the brush into relative safety as the flash out from Leo, but Gumayusi's trying to catch up to him. In the meantime, Keen's killing everyone else, as Faker and Gumayusi are the ones that are able to get out alive.
It's going to be so much extra gold going over.
The inhibitor turret, they decide,
no way.
Oh, they're going to get the charge here as well. Oh, I would have thought that Afrika might want to actually get that one killed.
Leo
T1 misses out on all the gold, but that's fine.
He might be in trouble here. Kanna is going to be able to get that Gnar up.
Yeah, how do you navigate this? He's decided to invest his flash. Keen's like, nah, mate, I am not. He's looking for Guma. Oh, Guma in trouble towards the backside. He safeguards to get himself out of there, but 1 versus 5, you're not going to be able to find that.
I mean, T1 just got so much gold. Yeah, you end up losing out on this Drake, but like you said, solo Cloud Drake and its sole point. But
I like how, as well, like Leo invests his flash and then says, no, I won't cleanse.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think he realized at that moment, ooh, I may have made a mistake.
Yeah.
But, you know, the gold that's going over to T1 right now is so much more important, I think, than trying to fight for a Drake, because now you have this composition well and truly online. And now you can actually win every other upcoming Drake fight. That's the idea. That's the concept here for T1. And it's Cloud Soul, so the risk isn't as high if this was going into like a Mountain Soul. Dread dies so quickly if he goes in.
Yeah, okay, Dread does walk forward, but doesn't take too much damage. Keria flashing on top of Leo. Misses the ult, though, as there's the Realm Warp into the backline. Great kick out onto Owner, but they still manage to take down the Aphelios, and now there's so much damage missing from this fight. Fly is going to get a decent shockwave, but it's too little, and it is way too late. Faker flashes forward on top of Dread. He's going to go golden, so he can see his death for a moment. He's got a Yuumi, so he might be able to zoom his way out of this one. And we'll be able to do so.
From Lance, he's like, I'm helping.
Yeah.
Oh, this one I think has just it's flown away from Afrika. There's no way back into this game.
Well, Kane gonna dive on in, so Kerry is well and truly dead. Ona goes golden as, Rise turns up. Faker decides that it is the end of the Afrika Freaks for this game, and they will take down these Nexus turrets. Leo, he's gonna respawn, but I don't think you're allowed out of your fountain, and if you do, the Crab Rave will be upon you as T1 take down the first Nexus of the series, and they do it in style.
Extremely great macro game here from T1, pulling every objective that Riot has put in the game out of the map without winning any straight-up fights, without crushing team fights and getting that early game lead that we've seen them do so many times before, but rather rotating to the top lane, getting the Rift Herald value, avoiding team fights against Afrika when they're at their strongest. We've seen so many looks from T1 with this new roster, but most of it has been owner-based, aggressive early game leads, but this was like no team fighting. And Afrika got outclassed by T1's macro. Not a great look going into the first game of this series.
Yeah, a little bit unfortunate, and they might think twice about letting Ona just freely play as Diana again as well. I think that maybe what you were talking about with the fact that they forego the Diana ban in order to